gonna pay for that.
I was gonna feel bad for roasting Vicky. She hadn't said anything bad about anybody else. That's Steve. But Steve only wishes his credit score was as high as Vicky's cholesterol. Oh. Where's Alex? Alex?
How's it going?
Yeah. You're on here too. Alex is creative. This is a title he gave himself. He hasn't realized that's not a job title yet. Bobby. I'm not taking the fucking curve joke. That's the worst joke I've ever been offered, and Christy Harrison has offered me a few. I told you I wasn't gonna be nice. Frank. Frank drinks whiskey, he smokes cigars, and he saw a UFO the other day. He's the only black hillbilly I know. And we're on to Jim. Oh, Jim. Jim was a virgin until the age of 21. Those other 3 Marines at boot camp. Yeah, they took God's most precious gift. Seriously, Jim pretends to be gay more than Elton John. Now we move on to Stephen Curtis Cox. Yes, somebody told me your middle name, and they said you hated it. I watched a couple of roasts in preparation for tonight's.
So Dean Martin?
No, I'm not that old. I watched Dennis Leary, Joan Rivers, and I realized how shitty a roast can be if you don't give a shit about who is getting roasted. But it was too late to back out of this. Well, I consider Steve one of the great artists of our time.
Aww. Steve who?
Steve Cox. And you can check out any of his latest works. There's menus on each of your tables. Not many people know what a sweet medical plan Steve gets at the dig. But after a recent week on antibiotics, the dig realized it was cheaper to keep him healthy than to keep him not drinking. We shot some YouTube videos making fun of OnStar. And Steve really enjoyed doing this. It was one of his favorite things because he got to ride in the car for a little while. Hanging his head out the window. Steve lives like an Amish person. No computer, no automobile. And he has an undue sense of entitlement. Many of you know that Steve hates bandwagon fans. You can see this after the Rangers made the World Series. And this is understandable because he's a fan of some really shitty teams. The teams that never win. The Aggies, the Cowboys, Libertarian Party. And finally, we're here to celebrate Steve's 30th birthday. I would joke that he's halfway through his life, but that's a little optimistic. Cabela's is already saving that spot next to the erect bear. Steve, there are a lot of cocks in comedy, but you're the biggest cocks of all. And I think that's 2 shots right there. So, here we go.
Give it up for Eric Kennedy while he enjoys his wine that he doesn't know what I did to while he was on stage. Is that still full?
He's not drinking it.
I'll get to it. I'm already drunk, goddammit.
Who has an inappropriate word that can make the cocks drink?
Moist.
Moist erect. Go.
Sounds like the worst boner ever.
I don't know where to go with it, so drink. Okay, again with the recycling theme. This may not necessarily apply, but you know what? It's recycling.
I love it.
I can take the hat off.
Dude, I've seen his hair. You don't want that.
I'm not bald.
No, it's worse. It's this.
Oh, look, it's that.
You know, talking about Steve here at the Dig Pub, my husband and I are here quite frequently.
It matches his outfit.
Occasionally we drink. That looks, Peanut. That's so cute. You should have been back in there with the gay men.
Whoever said quit, shut up.
Okay. You take my breath away. We quite often will buy Steve Cox a drink after he gets off work, and you know, my husband has said before, you know, every time we buy Steve Cox a drink, that's like feeding a homeless cat. It's just never gonna go away. But I really believe that Steve Cox deserves those drinks because the Dig obviously has a really crappy dental plan. Oh yeah, I went there! It's open season.
I was kind of going to be nice to Vicky tonight.
It's on. Sorry, Grandma. Anywho, our next comic that's coming up, if you would like to contribute to the fund to send Steve Cox out of town, or the fund to get Eric Kennedy a bigger shirt, there is also the fund to send Frank Washington's assorted children to college. Mr. Frank motherfucking Washington, the black hillbilly.